Woman is being kept out of a temple because she is told that she is impure.
So the very nature of woman's biology is such that a carnivorous animal will always smell out a woman much more easily than a man.
There are no tigers who are going to eat women when they go to Shani Shignapur or Sabrimala.
When they're doing occult work, I'm telling you, whether you like it or you don't like it, maybe you are liberal, but you don't know the fundamentals of nature. The nature is such that when you do certain occult work, a woman is more susceptible to damage herself in such situation than a man.
We completely, totally, 1000% disagree with you. I have… in this country, the problem has been that a lot of people take upon themselves the responsibility of protecting women.
Even today in this country, if a woman is in early stage of pregnancy, we won't allow her to come to the funerals. Do you know this?
In this country, there are women who can be divorced on WhatsApp, on triple talaq, on WhatsApp.
That's another matter.
No, it's the same matter.
I know you are in a certain profession where you only ask questions, but you must listen to what I'm saying.
No, Sadhguru, let me tell you one thing.
So we must understand this. There are two reasons. Those people who are propagating certain things, and also there is a certain unfortunate discriminatory process. But essentially, culturally, this nation, before invasions and other things happened, this nation did not have a big discriminatory process between men and women. You look back on the ancient societies here, there was absolutely no discrimination. Most of the country was matriarchal. They obviously, because this is… you must understand, many things today are common between men and women, not because of liberalism, simply because of technology. Technology has leveled the ground in many ways. Your muscle doesn't mean as much as it meant 1,000 years ago. When human beings were doing everything with their body, man's muscles were important. So he dominated the world in a certain way. Once technology came, your muscles, if you have a lot of muscles, we'll give you a menial job, we're not going to make you the boss here. So because of that, things changed slowly. But in the spiritual dimension of this country, there never was any discrimination. You must understand, if you don't know this, as per the Hindu norms, a Hindu man cannot go to heaven without his wife. How nice is that? There are no other apsaras and other whatever, they're not waiting there. You have to go there with your wife. You decide whether you want to go to heaven or not, that's up to you. But a Hindu man cannot go to heaven without his wife next to him. She has to be there. So these are different ways this society addressed this. But when the invasions happened particularly, first thing that they're going for is your wife and your daughter. That's the first thing that people will take away. And it's the most disgraceful thing and the most painful thing. So they all hid them in the granaries of the time. And when continuously these raids were ravaging the society, slowly, don't step out of the house became a norm. Because generation after generation, the raids kept on happening. So there are many historical aspects, leave that. About the temple entry, there is no such thing anywhere that a woman should not enter a temple because she is a woman. Do you understand? It is just that certain temples, they are doing certain occult work. There are certain forces there. I have to talk about biology. One thing is mountain temples, we said women should not go. Because you must understand, those were days… this is a tiger land. When I say tiger land, today the poor tiger has to be protected as if it's a pussycat. Those days they prowled in thousands. Going into the jungle and coming back alive is a big thing. If you don't know this, even today there is a practice that if tribal people walk in the jungle, though there are not so many tigers anymore, they will take some incense and walk because they don't want the wild animals to smell them. There is Samrani in the South Indian temple. You know what Samrani? What do you call it in North? Samrani only, right? Yeah, either they burn it or they smear it on their body and walk so that the wild animals, the carnivorous animals cannot smell you. It is no more relevant because there are not so many left. But at that time it was really tiger country. So the very nature of woman's biology is such that a carnivorous animal will always smell out a woman much more easily than a man. Especially at certain times of the month, it will definitely smell her out. So they said, mountain temples she should not go. All the mountain temples, they're restricted. Now those things are gone, women are equipped in a different way than the way they were at that time, and the wildlife is scant, it is very much possible to go. The other kind of temples where they were asked not to go were where they're doing occult work. When they're doing occult work, I'm telling you, whether you like it or you don't like it, maybe you are liberal, but you don't know the fundamentals of nature. The nature is such that when you do certain occult work, a woman is more susceptible to damage herself in such situation than a man. Even for a man, if there is any injury in the body, they won't let him into that place where they're doing occult, because it will affect him. So, this was done with a certain care and concern, not as a discrimination. Today you're taking it up as a political activism and thinking everybody should go to everywhere, it's fine. Then the thing is, you should not do that kind of work because it'll be harmful. Even today in this country, if a woman is in early stage of pregnancy, we won't allow her to come to the funerals. Do you know this? It is a very sensible thing to do. It is not discrimination, it is protection, not just for the woman, but for the child that she carries. It's very, very important. If you do not look at life the way it is, how the life forces function, how it is best for us to be, and if you just talk about social equality, then you will do silly things which will only, in the end, make the woman suffer. But now it's become political activism, probably those temples are not doing any occult of any great strength, so maybe it doesn't matter, that's a different matter. But if you're talking politics, if you're talking about equality, there are only two places where you should be even concerned whether somebody is a man or a woman. What is in somebody's pants is not your business. Only in bedrooms and bathrooms you must be concerned about these things.
Sadhguru, if I may, completely, totally, 1000% disagree with you. I have… in this country, the problem has been that a lot of people take upon themselves the responsibility of protecting women.
Let me
give you my perspective, Sadhguru. You see, in this country of ours, at one point of time, it was also told that sati is tradition. So we must…
Shall I clear that? Now you raise something, shall I clear that?
Let me complete the one. The second point is, there are no tigers who are going to eat women when they go to Shani Shignapur or Sabrimalai. By your own argument, there was a rationale, you say, for not letting women, a logical rationale for not letting women into temples earlier. That rationale doesn't exist today.
It doesn't, that's what I'm saying.
So then change the rules, which have been created.
I'm saying just that, where it comes from and where when situations change, we have to change the norms accordingly, that's what I'm saying. And anyway…
No, Sadhguru, see, look at how unfair this is. In this country, there are women who can be divorced on WhatsApp, with triple talaq, on WhatsApp.
That's another matter.
No, it's the same matter. In this country, you must understand the sensibilities of people today. They are going to question what is injustice.
Definitely.
A woman is being kept out of a temple because she is told that she is impure. By the definition of what is pure and impure, if it doesn't apply in today's context, then we need to give voice to that. All I'm saying to you, Sadhguru, is another point of polite disagreement with you, and we will never agree on this point.
We'll come to the agreement, disagreement.
Is that things have changed. I know this personally, Sadhguru. I have some understanding of the pulse of this country. We did a campaign called the Right to Pray. I wish, Sadhguru, you were there with me when phone lines were opened, when people, men, women, children from all over the country called up and said, what happens in Shani Shignapur, Haji Ali or Sabrimalai is unfair. That is a perspective which must be understood. See, that's all I'd say.
Please, if you…
But the
thing is, I know you are in a certain profession where you only ask questions, but you must listen to what I'm saying.
No, Sadhguru, Sadhguru, let me tell you one thing.
Let me finish this. Let me finish. You asked a question, right?
No, Sadhguru, let me tell you one thing. Please understand that the logic is also understood by people, and the right to question what is wrong is essential to my profession.
Yes.
The day I stop questioning what is
I'm
wrong…
not questioning that.
Then I will not be true to my
I'm not questioning that. But I'm telling you, please, because what is simple, basic logic and in how many ways life happens are two different things. Whatever we did to protect from wildlife and stuff is not relevant anymore because women are not in the same condition, they're equipped in many different ways. Going up to hill temples would be very much possible, that's not an issue at all. But where there is genuine occult, I would still not send my daughter there or anybody that I know because this even for a man, if he's in a certain condition, it'll affect him if he's not of a certain nature. But woman is much more susceptible to this. Is such a thing happening in a temple or not is a questionable thing. But this is not about protecting a woman from somebody because this is the nature of our biology, we cannot ignore it, all right? Now, talking about sati, nobody can endorse such a thing. Talking about 3 words will dismantle your marriage because 3 words may happen in moments of anger and disagreement and something and it's over, this is another thing altogether. Sati as a thing came up again only when men were killed in battle. When men were killed in battle, when other people entered the towns, what happened to the women was worse than death. Because of that, they got into this mode, when my husband who is a soldier dies, I kill myself because what happens after that is worse than death. So that came from that and somebody exploited and stretched it, well, we stopped that reasonably, I think almost totally stopped that, that's a different thing. If you think I'm speaking for not equality of women, I don't want to say anything, I don't want to defend that because my life is not about looking at someone as man and woman. As I said, only in a certain context of our life, we have to recognize the gender of a person. The rest of the time, why should we even recognize the gender of a person? A human being is a human being. Only in certain aspects of our life, somebody is a man, somebody is a woman. All the time thinking, I am a man, you are a woman drives to madness.
I'll make this pass, but I'll just make one observation. If you say you have to enter heaven with your wife, you can enter heaven with your wife, but you aren't enter a particular temple with your wife, I don't think that's fair.
No, I
take the next question.
No, you can't have the last word on that. You can't have the last word on that.
I won't have the last word, I'll give the question there.
I only mentioned the heaven business, not because I believe there is a heaven. No, I did not talk about the heaven because I think there is a heaven and you're going to heaven. I know you're not going to any such place. But I am saying the society and the culture tried to control the natural urge for a man to dominate the woman with these kind of things. That's all I said. Fundamentally in this society, there is no such thing as discrimination. There are more Devi temples in the country than anything else. Every village has it. But certain temples have taken this position, mainly hill temples. This, as I said, because of a certain reason in the past. It has to change now, no question about that. But if there are occult temples, even if they allow you, I please beg the woman, please don't go there. By law, if you're allowed, by norm, if you're allowed, still you should not go there, if you have any sense.